welcome back.
What's going on there, boss? What's going on, y'all?
We're back again. I know you hate to see it, but we love to. So I think we're going to start it off with a quick 2-minute drill. Spring it from the fucking box. Real quick. Sorry, Grandma, again. But, yeah, we'll give a quick rundown of what happened in the sports world in this past week. And, today's going to be like an NFL draft preview.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So we're excited for that. And we might go to the Devils game Thursday. We'll see what's going on. We got some big stuff going on. If we wind up going to the game, we'll definitely talk about that. And I think we're gonna. I don't even know if we could live stream the draft if we go to the game. But
is that the same? Oh, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't want to go.
You don't want to go? All right, all right.
I'll watch a draft. It would be different if the Cowboys or something had like a really late pick. Then I'd be like,
That's
whatever.
Fair. That's fair.
Early picks are, they're meaningful. Like that's what.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. It's a game time decision. We'll figure that out then. But,
they play on Monday too, and I think they play Wednesday or something.
All right. I mean, I might be able to go one day. We can figure that out.
If anything, Wednesday is the last game they play at home games.
We got 4 games left for the season.
Yeah, the Tuesday and Thursday, and then I think Monday and Wednesday they play against Boston, which should be fun. Maybe get Taylor comes back.
Oh man,
Taylor comes back.
All right, so
relationship with him, maybe boom, and then start crying because I miss him all over again.
Okay, I think we're gonna start this off. I guess we'll talk about some off season. No. Let's go baseball first. We'll talk about the baseball world, real quick.
Yeah. There wasn't really much that happened this week in terms of going over a quick drill. If anything, it's really. It's hard. I keep on saying 2-minute drill, but it's more of a swinger from the box.
Yeah.
Got to stick to the hockey. But, yeah, nothing's really happened. The A's, I was coming in, getting ready to say they were on a 13-game winning streak.
Snapped today.
And, that was snapped today. So
8-1 Orioles. I'm curious to see who's pitching today.
John Means. I saw that. He had like a 1.25 ERA or something.
Dude,
or he has it.
DeGrom has scored more RBIs than he's let up runs this season.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty crazy.
Not too shabby. All right, I've seen better. But other than that, another thing in the baseball world that happened was,
Oakland had Luzardo today, and Means pitched for Baltimore.
Yeah,
and
didn't know that.
While Mullins went 3 for 5, he had a good game.
Yeah, Cedric Mullins is good.
Yeah, Mancini had 2 RBIs on 1 hit. Yeah, okay. The Orioles played a pretty good game. It looks like Oakland did not. I mean, they only had 1 RBI. They only had 3 hits the whole game. Yeah. All right. So it was bound to happen. They came crashing back down to earth. So happens.
Yeah. You got to just respect them. They're basically the Rays of the West Coast. Just small market. Somehow they finagle their way to making a playoff every single year. They beat up on the Yankees in the regular season, and bam, they lose to
not a postseason team. I was thinking about that today. Once I saw that they were on the 13-game win streak, I was like, it's crazy. They always have like some kind of a good regular season. They just can't really pull together in the playoffs. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for them. I like their colorway, so
honestly,
and Moneyball.
They're the most forgotten team in the MLB for me. I'd have to say, because I'm an NL guy, so like I don't really think about the AL teams, but. Definitely the most forgotten team for me, I'd have to say.
I don't know who I take. Maybe you can't really forget about the Marlins because they're so irrelevant.
Well, I mean, they're in division for me, so I'll never forget them.
I don't know. I mean, the Rockies are really bad right now, but I like their colorway, so I don't forget about them. I don't know. There's not really anybody I forget about. But speaking of NL teams, the Padres and the Dodgers have been going at it for like the last week, and everybody's been crying, playoff series. This feels like a playoff series, and
energy was there. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Energy was there.
So that's enjoyable to watch.
I had a question. I don't know, and maybe someone will be able to answer it for me. But that little skip that Tatis does at third base, is that like every home run, or was that just this series?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that too.
He did it on both home runs. He did that little skip at third base. So I'm not entirely sure.
It's more of like a through in reverse almost.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Covered the eye, obviously, people know. And for those who don't, Trevor Bauer claimed that he pitched with one eye against them in spring training and said if they can't even hit him with him pitching with one eye, they can't do it when he has 2. And he got raked twice. He was pretty fair about it in his post game interview. He said, you know, I'm not going to get mad at a guy that hit 2 home runs off me. I'm not going to hit him with a pitch. You know, you just had a good game. But then went to Twitter and, Twitter fingers turned to trigger fingers real quick.
No, that wasn't really like anything. Well, he freaked out because
because he looked at the catch.
Yeah,
he looked at the catcher's signal. Then he said something like basically saying that he was Tatis's dad, and then Tatis.
No, Bauer was Tatis.
No, Bauer is Tatis's dad, and then Tatis said,
he did say
and
that.
then Tatis called him his son back.
Yeah.
In Spanish.
I mean, good banter. No, I don't think there's anything really, hostile about that. Just 2 teams that don't like each other and 2 guys, that probably, I'm not going to say like each other, but it's different in this world of age rather than, people charging them out and they're going to Photoshop photos of them onto kids with the dad.
Listen, we're in a meme age, you know what I mean? It's all about, like I said, you look back at those old teams, like, in the 80s, they fist fight over a ground ball. And
I'd rather that, honestly.
No, yeah, I enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, it's a social media day and age, so people would rather publicly, come after each other than actually
as long as you really just don't turn to basketball where everybody's buddy and,
That's the thing. It's too soft of a sport. You got to appreciate the tenacity, the anger towards each other somewhat, Like, give respect where it's due, but at the same time, be mad. Do something crazy. Not harmful, but crazy.
I mean, I like the Banana Boat Boys, but,
Yeah.
it's very soft. It's very soft. That's what I'll say about it. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, in other news, the New York Yankees kind of got a little hot over the week. They won 3, lost 1 against the Indians, 3-1. I'll take it. Definitely
a good direction to take a step into.
I mean, the Indians suck, but you might as well beat the teams that... I mean, they have good pitching, so beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, and, at this point, you really don't know what teams the Yankees are supposed to beat. But the bats kind of came alive. They had 7 ding-dongs in the series.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So in 4 games, they had 7, which is very Yankee-esque. In the beginning, I was just complaining about how all they do is homer teams to death. And then they couldn't score any runs whatsoever. So I guess I'm back to, I guess I shouldn't complain. Because then they're just going to continue losing if they can't score home runs.
Keeping in the MLB realm, Mets DeGrom opened up the series against the Nationals. He pitched a 15 strikeout, complete game, no earned runs. Let up only 2 hits and had 2 hits himself with an RBI. He is the fastest player to 50 strikeouts in a season, which would be 4 starts.
I did see that.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. He has let up less earned runs than he has RBIs as a pitcher, and that's pretty unbelievable. Pretty cool stat. Pete Alonso looking like he's getting back into 2019 form. He's got like 4 home runs in the past 4 games. I think he's got a home run a game. Maybe not. No, that's definitely, maybe it's like 4 out of the last 5 or 3 out of the last 4. He's hitting home runs. He hit 1 today, dead center. Pretty nice shot. J.D. Davis with a nice home run against Corbin as well. He owns Corbin. He's got 4 home runs career against Corbin. So overall, it was a good look for the team. Taijuan Walker, great outing. He's a really good defensive pitcher. He's good at picking people off. He got another pick off today, first runner of the game.
Yeah, really I don't remember the last time I've seen a Yankee pitcher pick somebody off. I don't see the Yankees don't pick people off. They don't steal. They don't bunt. They don't really do anything strategic wise.
Jacob deGrom game really good. Game after it, not so good. Bad ump. Stroman got it in his head. Threw a bad game. Defensive woes. They looked horrible on defense. They didn't look great on offense either. Really picked it up today. Had some really great defensive plays today for the Mets. And only thing is their base running was a little crappy. But other than that, they got caught stealing twice. Nimmo, who doesn't steal ever, they said he took his first head first slide last season. He's never done that in his career. So he took a head first slide today, overslid the bag, got caught stealing.
I feel like that's weird.
Lindor got caught tagging up. Just stupid little base running things like that. We still wound up winning 4-0. Just little things you can correct.
Looks
Not a
like
big deal.
me and MLB The Show.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Base running is tough in that.
Yeah.
I've gotten it down now, but
Well, you do it because I play Diamond Dynasty and he does a little what is it called, Road to the Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different because you're running for just yourself. Like I'm trying to control all those guys, and I know what I'm doing. I'm just going braid dead as soon as it happens. So
Yeah, it's annoying. Kind of wish it was just like automatic running. Would make life a lot easier. Very unnecessary.
oh, yeah. There is automatic running.
Yeah, but it doesn't really like work for me. I still need to control my own guy, and then like most of the time I get in there with doubles, but they always make me steal, and I never want to steal because I can't time the jump well. But whatever, they're gonna keep on making me do it. And teams that are just continuing just getting beat, like me stealing, is the New Jersey Devils. Hell yeah!
Bring it to hockey, sprung it from the box. Yeah, not great. Definitely not great. They look pretty much the same from that Rangers.
No, they looked much better.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, a couple of those games against the Rangers, they looked horrible. But, they play hard, and they just don't capitalize. Like, what else is new? I mean, we can talk about it till we're blue in the face. But it's the same old story at this point. Obviously, we're a little bit hurt and sold and whatnot. We don't have everybody. But, say it every year. Got the biggest or second biggest cap space. Let's make a move.
Yeah, it probably won't happen. But yeah, injuries hurt. When you're missing half your defense, which is already a very weak defense, and you're throwing guys like Matt Tennyson and Connor Carrick in there, it really does not help out the defense whatsoever. Especially when you have fucking goalies that can't stop a beach ball.
Yeah.
The Devils' goaltending was what? They had since April and all of April, they've had like an 8.37 save percentage, which is not good considering league average is about 9.10. So probably not the best that they could do. I mean, the defense isn't there, but when you're letting shots in from center ice, that doesn't help either, believe it or not. So nice 1-13, nice 9-game losing streak, not helping anybody out except the draft balls. So maybe pull another draft lottery. I'm really tired of saying it, but honestly, the most exciting thing about that Pittsburgh series was the fact that they scored 6 goals in the third period.
Yeah,
and still lost, which is remarkable because they were the first team in NHL history to outscore a team by 5 goals in the third period and still lose. So,
well, it doesn't help when you go down 6-0 to start the third. So
at least they're losing in style now. Nice. Teams were 0-270 when they get outscored 5 goals in the third period, and the Devils made it 1-270. So breaking records, wrong records, but still breaking them. So that's all that matters.
We love it.
I guess on a little bit of a better front, Alexander Holtz, the Devils' first round pick from last year, is playing the AHL now. So hopefully he scores a little bit, gets going a little bit, figures out the professional way.
We're a young, nasty team that has so much potential, but that's all potential is potential. You got to turn potential into something. So you can rant and rave about potential, and it's awesome, but until the results come, potential means nothing. So you gotta hope that they turn this potential into reality. And I mean, Holtz. I'm excited for Holtz. And I'm excited to see where Hughes goes. I'm excited to get a healthy Nico Hischier. I'm excited to get these young guys out there. Pavel Zacha coming alive finally. Jesper Bratt, good player. We got pieces and just not put together completely yet. But
yeah, definitely could use a lot more pieces, or at least a lot more years on these pieces. So they'll only develop. They'll get better. That's the kind of the problem with potential is that you can brag about it all you want, that, oh yeah, you have the best future, but then, when that time comes, it's like, all right, well, where's this future? Like the Yankees a few years back, young team, Aaron Judge coming up, Glaber coming up.
Accelerated rebuild.
All these guys coming up, like, oh boy, they're going to be good for a while. And then it's like, where they are right now, they're like, what are we doing? Where do we go from here? So take advantage of when you get to 2 ALCSs. Although you lose to cheating teams, it's a little bit more difficult, I guess you could say. But other than that, I guess we'll go straight into, nice little bit of a draft coverage. But first, I wanted to remind everybody how bad the 2013 NFL draft really was. So when you go and you watch the draft this year and then you fast forward a few years and your team sucks because that draft pick in 2021 did not plan out, just remember it could be worse, and the odds are also a lot worse for your guy to suck to begin with. But in 2013, I wanted to say that was the draft where 2 offensive linemen went first, Eric Fisher and Luke Jokel, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Whatever, went to Jaguars, sucked. Regardless of the point, very boring draft when you have linemen go instead of quarterbacks. Nobody wants to watch that. Not good for the ratings.
Besides the teams that need linemen, but yeah, I completely agree. No one's there like that.
Yeah, but there were no quarterbacks that really went in there either. The first quarterback was E.J. Manuel. And I think E.J. Manuel lasted like 2 years in the NFL. So
did we watch him? Did we get to watch him at a Jets game?
No, that was Cardell Jones. Well, E.J. came in, I think, or Cardell Jones came in, and then he tore his ACL, and then E.J. Manuel came in.
That's
but E.J. Manuel was benched, and then he had to come back in for Cardell. Mm-hmm. So, E.J. sucked. But the point being was that everybody sucked. So Bills fans don't feel bad that E.J. Manuel sucked because
Josh Allen.
Of the 32 teams that that made picks that round, one man, being Lane Johnson, is the only guy remaining on his team from 2013. So just remember that it's hard to nail picks, especially in a really weak draft class where the second quarterback off the board is Geno Smith. So
I saw something talking about the whatever draft it was, the Dalvin Tomlinson draft for the Giants. They drafted 5 or 6 people in that draft, like that year, and the only person still on the team is Evan Engram from that draft.
That was 2019? No, 2017.
Yep.
Because that was after they made the playoffs.
So he's the only remaining pick from that draft still on the Giants.
It's hard to draft, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's hard to draft. And, 9 guys still from that first round are actually still in the NFL, which is even crazier. Mm-hmm. Eric Fisher and Sheldon Richardson are going to get signed, so it'll go back up to 11. But, outside of DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know, the next best guy is like Xavier Rhodes, and Xavier Rhodes isn't good. Cordell Patterson's good, but he's more of a special teams guy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Giants drafted Justin Pugh that year also. He's still in the league. He's good for them. They drafted a guy that's still in the league, although he's not on the team anymore.
Giants. He was a good lineman, man. He was good.
Cowboys had Travis Frederick that draft.
He's gone?
Yeah, he retired.
He retired?
Yeah, because he had some health problems.
He was the Vice Grips?
No, that was Tyron Smith.
Oh, Tyron Smith.
Yeah. You can never mistake Tyron Smith. Especially since one's a big black guy and the other one's a fat white guy with a beard.
Yeah. My bad. But yeah, they both start with T, so...
Yeah, the Jets also draft Sheldon Richardson, so Jets did well on... That was actually the draft where they got the other first-round pick because they traded Darrelle Revis. They got D. Milliner, who he may have lasted in the NFL for 2 years, so you nailed one of 2. Shouldn't have traded Darrelle Revis, the best cornerback, this era. But what are you going to do, Jet Nation? Mm-hmm. And as we talk about Jet Nation, I've been looking forward. I am honorary Jet Nation. I'm a Cowboy fan, but I also root for Jet Nation. Shout out Davey D. I know if you get this far in the video or if you watch it, you'll appreciate that one. But
shout out Davey D.
Yeah, no, I root for the Jets. My dad's a Jet fan, so I really watched him get down. Even more depressed than last podcast episode. So, but he's used to it at this point. He's like 50-something. So.
That's hard. That's a horrible thing, man. It sucks to be in that position.
I know. That's how I feel with the Devils right now. I'm always like, rebuilding's cool, but there's no guarantee about ever coming out of a rebuild. Like, look at the Jets and, like, look at all these other teams that have, like, never won, in a long time. And so I get nervous with that. But the Jets are, they went 2-14 last year. Probably not the best year they could have gone.
Honestly, even worse if they won 2 games. Even worse.
Yeah, really bad. That probably 2 games that you don't want to win. They could have had 3 if it wasn't for the fact that one of them was thrown.
Oh my God, that was horrible. I'll never forget that. Like, anybody who has somewhat of a football mind on them that knows anything about offense, defense, whatever, You tell me in the last play of the game you're going to send some guy one-on-one on an island? You know?
Yeah. No, I thought it was funny though. I remember I was down at Clemson and I was sitting on the couch. Bender was over. I was so gassed. I was just ready to go home the next day, and I would just have my laptop. I was watching all the games, and the Jets were up with like 4 seconds left, and I was like, "Oh my God, they're really going to ruin this, and they're not going to get Trevor Lawrence." And then just Greg Williams blesses them and decides, "Hey, you know what?
Let's go. Let's send a one-on-one. Absolutely.
I care.
Put that man on an island.
I care more about your future than my job." So, you know what? Kudos to him, though. People don't respect that.
That's a sacrifice, man.
He got fired because of that. So, he tried saving the Jets, but the Jets can't save the Jets. So,
goddamn Jets.
But one thing about those goddamn Jets is that they fired Adam Gase. They're free.
Yeah.
They are free.
What an absolute butt cheek on a stick, man. Like, you can't really put into words just like his stint.
Literally like a demonic possession over them.
Yeah.
Just like slowly killing them.
Like it's almost like they hired him just to stare at the other team long enough to where they'd want to quit because they just feel so uncomfortable. I mean, that's about all he had to him.
It's just like one of those things where you're like, all right, Jet Nation, you can do this. Like, let's do something right, Jet Management. Come on. Oh, Adam Gase? I guess, it's just one of those things where you're like, do you want to be, like, are you trying to be bad? So, they're freed of Adam Gase. And, but that also, with it, they traded Sam Darnold.
Sammy, yep, slinging Sam.
Sammy will not be slinging in the Meadowlands anymore.
Thank God.
Upsetting to me.
It's Daniel Jones' territory, man.
Daniel
Jones, I'm going to tell you, will be the most elite average quarterback of all time.
So, like Urgela?
No. Eli was like a step above average. He was like bottom tier good. Like Daniel Jones will be a perfectly like dead even average quarterback forever.
Yeah, we'll see if he's on the Giants.
Who knows? He's looking huge.
Well,
he put on
being huge doesn't get him anywhere.
No.
Maybe you should worry about not fumbling more.
Dude, honestly, I just watched a video. They were talking about like how like he fumbles a lot for sure, but he didn't really turn the ball over as much as you like think he did. I looked at his interceptions. 90% of them came off of Evan Ingram's hands into a defender's hands, and that happens. I mean, like that happens. It counts as an interception towards the quarterback, but at the same time, like when it hits somebody in the hands and it goes into somebody else's, like what are you gonna do? You're a professional football player. You got to catch those balls. The fumbles.
He's just keeping Eli going, man. That's Eli's legacy. It
wasn't always Eli's legacy.
Eli
wasn't always like that.
I don't remember young Eli very much, but
I
remember
old Eli was one of the most clutch quarterbacks I've ever seen.
Old Eli, you could fucking reverse like thrust him and then just bang,
dude. If you
drop that ball.
If you jerked him like real quick, you did a little buck, like you went like that, like Eli was on the ground. You know what I mean? I used to love just seeing. You had heads in the backfield. Eli knew he was not getting out, and he would just hit the deck. Like, instantly.
I never hated Eli, but I mean, I didn't really have a reason to hate him. If anything, he'd make me... Like, I'm telling you, I would watch those games, and it would make me laugh when he'd lose the ball all the time. Like, it would just make me laugh. Not me, but yeah. It would just be the lightest hit, and just... Ball would just poop out, like, just drop right out. And you'd be like, where is it? And then it would just be going the other way.
Going back to those Daniel Jones fumbles, like, so many of them were blindside hits, man. Like, I mean, like, you're putting the ball back in your hand to go throw it, and you get decked from your...
Yeah, but also, behind, you need a little bit of, pocket awareness. That's not only on the lineman's fault. That you really gotta, depending on how much time they have in the pocket. And also, it's the ability of him being able to read blitzers.
Listen, I'm not saying at all that he's some elite quarterback that's just in some shit situation, but I'm saying he's a little bit better than you think.
Well, speaking of a quarterback that was in a horrible situation and has elite talent, Sam Darnold, goddammit, he's going to go do great in Carolina. And I've been big Slinging Sammy supporter for a while. I think it's because I want him to do good. But I think he has talent. And I really just look at Ryan Tannehill, and that's where I point, where it's like, oh, Sam Darnold sucks. It's like, oh, yeah, how'd Ryan Tannehill do with Adam Gase? Like, dude's getting paid $100 million now. So, I really think he's going to have, a bunch of weapons in Carolina. Great head coach, great offensive coordinator. Going to have a really good line. I really think he's going to do well there. I really do. I don't think that he could have went to a better place. And I
thought the Steelers would have been a good option too.
I don't know. The Steelers are really going downhill, man. They don't have a line. They have no offensive weapons. Like Juju Smith-Schuster's their wide receiver number 1. Like, good Lord.
I think Claypool's a little... don't come crazy at me for this, but I don't think Claypool's all that. I think he's good. I just think he gets way too much credit, Claypool.
I mean, cheers to him. He had 4 touchdowns against the Eagles, but then, it's the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy's going to go do well in Carolina. It's just going to be another Jet thing. You can't deny it. It's going to happen.
It is inevitable. Jets.
But at least, this year they've actually made an attempt to get better. Unlike last year where they let go of everybody, they've signed people and brought in a new head coach. So, good for them for bringing in Robert Saleh. Cheers to that. They actually went out and got, the top coach on the market.
Yeah.
Which isn't very Jet thing. And I don't know what Robert Saleh's thinking because, why would you want to go to the Jets? So
I feel like if you're the person that can turn the Jets around, you're a legend.
That's what I said. I literally wrote down for Zach Wilson. I literally said he's going to be the new guy that is supposed to save the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Robert Saleh has all the ability to do so. You look at how he was in San Fran. Ran a really good defense. They also had a lot of talent, but even last year,
I like his energy too. He's got a really good energy.
Really good player coach. And
yeah.
I'm a big player coach, honestly. You can be a dick when you need to be a dick, but, if you relate with your players and, you're on the... If they're having fun, look at the Yankees. The Yankees don't know how to have fun. And if you're having fun and you're playing well, it's just really hard to stop a team. And, with a player coach, that just really helps out. But, yeah, those defenses that he ran in San Fran, they always ranked top tier. Even last year when... everybody was hurt. Nick Bosa was hurt. They just get guys. They just throw them in and they just produce. So, hopefully he turns it around. Really hope.
Yeah. Listen, the Jets mean nothing to me. So I don't root against them. I just hate when Jets fans just start chirping at the Giants. I
feel like I never see that. I feel like Jet fans...
We don't know enough. We don't know enough Jet fans, or you don't know enough Jet fans that in our group. I
feel like Jet fans almost on Twitter try and keep their head down because I don't know how often do you want to get made fun of and ridiculed for something that you can't control.
Yeah.
So, well, that whole entire thing with them tweeting about Saquon and thanking the Giants for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big of a deal, honestly. The Giants did take a running back number 2 overall, so
yeah, no,
sucks for them.
Could have got Josh Allen.
Josh Allen wasn't going that high. Something I'll give myself credit for. I did say that Josh Allen was going to be good. I
always thought he was going to. I don't know, and
I also said even
there's
last
just
year,
something about a strong white pocket passing quarterback that is just always it's a comfortable feeling. It's someone that feels reliable. The game's evolving into more of a dual threat situation where, you're seeing a lot of quarterbacks that are now mobile, but there's a difference between being mobile and then being a true half and half player. Josh Allen can actually stand in that pocket and sling that ball. He could really get some distance on it. A nice strong white pocket passing quarterback is just a comfortable feeling. Always has been. Look at them. Think about all of them. They're all
he's a different breed, though. He can do it both. He's not like Eli.
No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying he's not mobile. You have to be mobile now. You just have to. It's just such an evolved league. But at the same time, where usually when quarterbacks go mobile, they lack a little bit in their passing ability, and he just does not miss a beat when it comes to it.
Yeah, he took a big step this year, so good for him.
Yeah, I root for the Bills. I love the Bills, man.
I know. The Bills are one of those teams that I go on Twitter and I get it, you sucked forever, but you still have sucked forever. So where do you get the right to you have one good year, so it's like, yeah, I'm going to drop my nutsack on everybody. Like, relax now. You're like the Browns, bro. Like, relax.
That I agree with.
Relax.
And I hate Baker Mayfield. I hate him.
Yeah.
You know, when I had a mustache back in my early fraternity days, everyone was like, "Oh, you look like Baker Mayfield," and like
Baker Mayfield looks like you.
Baker Mayfield looks like me. By the way, the mustache is back. I don't know if you could see. You definitely can.
You definitely can.
Oh yeah, it's back, and it's amazing. Gotta love. I'm a mustache guy. I'm a beer guy. I'm a hockey, baseball guy. I'm a football guy. I got that vibe to me. I'm definitely on that mustache wave. Like, it's a privilege that's earned, and I think I've done my fair share of festivities that earned me the right to have this mustache. I was gonna bring it up during 2 minute, but it's back, and it's a big deal. It is.
Yeah, but speaking of like Baker, Sam, Josh Allen, another thing that was crazy is the fact that I know they were in, I think it was 2018, I want to say that draft was. But from 2009 to 2016, quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round, not one of them are still on their teams, which is crazy to think.
What was it? What was the year range?
2009 to 2016. So from Matthew Stafford all the way to Goff and Wentz.
Are not on the same team.
All three of them were traded.
Okay,
None of them are on the same team anymore, which is wild. And then you include going up to just last year's draft. Sorry. There's only 10 quarterbacks from 2009 that are also still on the same team because
who'd that be?
Darnold's gone. Rosen's gone.
I don't know if you know them off the top of your head. I'm just curious.
Oh, no, I wrote it down. It's Baker, Josh Allen, Lamar, Kyler Murray, Danny Dimes. Sorry, it's 11. I forgot to add Lamar in. Joey Burrow, Tuna, and Justin Herbert. So, I mean, you can't really count, like, Joe, Tuna, and Herbert.
And Daniel Jones. I mean, it's only, what was that, his second or third season last season?
Third.
Third, yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
But, like, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold are already gone. So
Rosen.
Yeah, really, it's crazy to think that it's so easy for a team to whiff, and it's just always such a big risk. It really is. It gets me nervous, and
especially when you're in a year where you're pressured to get a quarterback, like kind of like the Giants with Daniel Jones, if you think about it. Like, they were in, like, a situation where they were almost pressured into getting Daniel Jones. Not that he couldn't,
But there's nothing wrong with just taking a step back, signing a guy off free agency, and just having a down year, but, like, upgrading all around.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you can get a solid quarterback draft, like that Daniel Jones draft class was not the most solid quarterback draft class.
I
mean,
who was in it?
Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, I'm going to actually pull that up right now.
Yeah, but, it's not hard. Like I said, it's very hard drafting guys, especially quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are the hardest position to draft, obviously, because everybody's out there trying to find a franchise guy. And it's, they do not grow on trees. And, it makes you nervous when you go and you look at mock drafts and you look at draft analysis and you look at profiles and this and that and this.
Yeah. So the quarterbacks for that draft that I'm seeing in the first round, Kyler Murray went 1.
Yeah.
Then Daniel Jones was the next selected quarterback.
And then it's Haskins.
At 6. And then, Dwayne Haskins. And I don't know about... That was it for the first round. I don't know what other quarterbacks. Drew Lock.
Oh, Lord. Drew Lock fucking sucks, too. Sorry, Grandma.
That
was my first one. What are we at right now?
It was your second one.
Maybe. Honestly, last time I thought that I only had a few. And
Will Greer.
I don't even think he's still in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, that's a good... Yeah, I don't think so.
Actually, no, wait. I think he still is on Carolina.
And then definitely everyone's favorite for that draft, Ryan Finley.
Yeah, cheers to him, bro.
Yeah. Not a strong quarterback draft class, which Jared Stidham was that class too. Yeah.
But no, where I was going with that is, when you look at draft profiles, it really, as a Jet fan, it makes you nervous when, it's no secret that Zach Wilson's going to go 2. But it makes you nervous when you see boom or bust on there. And, I don't know. You kind of just wish that the Jets could just draft a quarterback that isn't going to be labeled boom or bust, and a guy that's going to come out and just develop. And that's why I wanted them to keep Sam so bad is the fact that, surround him more. He's basically walking into the same situation. Well, he's not because there's no Adam Gase. But Zach Wilson is going to walk into the same situation with the same offensive line, a little bit better weapons. Like Corey Davis, I guess he's better than, I don't even know who. Brashad Perriman, obviously, but not by much. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring back Frank Gore because why not? Just jet things.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Makes me nervous. It really does. I wrote a shit ton on Zach Wilson, and I did my homework.
I actually saw. I forget who said it, and it was someone on ESPN, which doesn't surprise me at all. But I'm curious to see what your opinion on this statement was. He said if Joe Burrow went this year with Trevor Lawrence, that Joe Burrow would have been drafted number 1 100 out of 100 times over Trevor Lawrence.
I love Joe Burrow, so you don't gotta ask me twice. I love Joe Burrow. I do love me some Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. Yeah, no, I love Joe. I think he's great. It's kind of hard when you're on your back 3/4 of the time through an NFL game, but dude can sling it. He's smart, well composed. Jets could use a guy like him, honestly.
Yeah.
No, but the thing with Zach Wilson is the fact that I also saw that Daniel Jones would also be the second. Mel Kiper said it, so what the fuck does he know?
That would be the second quarterback.
He would be the second rated quarterback, and it's like I don't know about that one. The dude wasn't even ranked.
He was I think he was the number 4 in the.
In his own. So where the hell is this jump?
It was he was 3. It was
him.
It was
Haskins.
Kyler Dwayne.
Kyler
Dwayne, and then Daniel Jones. Yeah. So he was the number 3 quarterback. The one I wanted the least. I really wanted Dwayne Haskins, and looking back, I'm more not pleased, but I'm more pleased with Daniel Jones than.
Can't knock the guy for going to a strip club, though. Just everybody's a hater out there. Especially when
I actually saw strippers for the first time this past weekend.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was an experience. The frat took money out and got 2 strippers to come to the house, and apparently they're veteran strippers and returning strippers. These are recycled strippers. We use them every year apparently.
I thought you meant veteran strippers as in old strippers, but then
I thought
that you meant veteran strippers returning home from Iraq.
No,
I did not know where that was going. I was
we salute our strippers
because you're returning back, and I was returning back from.
It was funny. They were both probably 40 plus. That I could be.
Sexy
I don't know. They definitely like cigarettes. I'll tell you that. So I don't know. Not that they were smoking while they were doing it, because they're professional. But they were definitely on the older side, and one of them was super foreign, like Albanian, Ukraine something, and she kept calling this one kid pussy boy. She goes, "Come here, pussy boy!" And then the other one, the saddest story ever. American, 2 kids. Pilot's license.
Yeah.
Engineering degree.
Nice.
Stripping on the side, I guess.
Why not? Hustle doesn't stop.
But dude, it was a magic show. They brought the suitcase with their props and everything.
Yeah.
It was going to one of those magic shows at the rec center when you were 6. And
honestly, I thought she wasn't gonna have a leg for some reason. I just kept thinking of the girl from The Sopranos that Tony slept with the one time, and then
she stole my fucking leg.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking oh man, she doesn't have a leg.
She kind of looked like her, low key.
She lost her leg from being in Iraq.
Yeah, exactly. No, so veteran strippers, we salute you. Thank you for your service.
God bless.
All right, but to get back on track.
Yeah, can't knock Dwayne Haskins for trying.
Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
Maybe not during COVID,
It's not about being down bad for these strippers. It's about the show.
Yeah, if anything, there was a thing where he was going to promote them or something. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Took the captaincy away from him, released him. He picked up in Pittsburgh actually. So you know what? Maybe he'll do well. Hopefully he does well. Never gonna not root for guys.
Yeah, exactly. You never not root for guys.
Unless if they're in my division.
Yeah, if they come to your division, yes. But if they're leaving your division, like Carson Wentz, best of luck in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
But
a little bit back to Zach Wilson. Jet fans, I'm gonna get the negatives out first. because I want
How about this?
just to go upwards from there.
In sports psychology, I was taught that you should always sandwich criticism. You should always start it off with something good, put in the negative, and then finish it with some good reinforcement at the end.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll start off with the best thing that you could possibly hear is the fact that I've seen a few, comparisons. Some good, some bad. One of them, Patrick Mahomes. So there you go. Ding, ding, ding. He's basically Patrick Mahomes. You're getting Patrick Mahomes 2.0. He's got a really good arm. Gunslinger. Probably like keyword that just gets me horny when I'm talking about quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I love me a good gunslinger. So, bad things? He looks like he's probably like 18 years old. I don't know if you've seen him. He rocks a headband. I don't think he's grown facial hair yet. Probably Jack has more facial hair than Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson is probably like 23.
I have a mustache.
Why aren't you going number 2?
That's what I'm saying. This is
That's ridiculous. Yeah, nah. But, he looks 10. He's had quite a few surgeries. Had one on his shoulder. I think he had one on his hand or finger or something.
Never good upper body surgeries for a quarterback.
And he's not a big boy. He's like 6'2", 210. He's small. He literally has, he weighs more than me. He's the same height as me. But, the frame's small.
Yeah. You're the same size as Devonta Smith.
Yeah. I weigh 10 more pounds than him.
You do?
I think he weighs 170.
Oh, you're 180?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Never guess a woman's weight, but there.
Yeah. It's going to be hard. I kind of just I'm not at that point where I can alternate between positives and negatives. I kind of just got to layer them all out.
Because we don't care about your feelings.
I know I care. I'm trying to make it easier for, Jet fans. But like I said before, he's walking into that same situation a little bit better with Sam Darnold had. So this is a guy that you read the reports and it's like they need to develop him. They need to develop him. They need to develop him. And the Jets aren't good at developing guys.
And that's the thing though. Like that's the difference between every other sport and football is that there's no minor league for development. You're kind of thrown into the fire.
If anything, it would be great if they went out, got a quarterback, let Zach Wilson sit for a year, like what Patrick Mahomes did.
Yeah.
I know they don't have Andy Reid on that sideline, but Robert Saleh, you never know what he's going to do. And they have Mike LaFleur, who's
their GM, the Jets?
Joe Douglas, who actually is a solid GM. He knows how to draft his offensive linemen, so.
Listen, it's the spine of the whole offense.
Exactly. And that's how you protect young quarterbacks. So, I don't want them to reach, but they're going to get a quarterback. I don't want them to get a quarterback. But, maybe this year when you get Zach Wilson, maybe be nicer to him. Because you weren't very nice to Sam.
Yeah, you ruin the guy's confidence almost. When you put him out there and he does bad, it ruins your confidence. But at the same time, obviously no one was expecting, but everyone was expecting the best at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Sam Darnold came in. He was one of the youngest quarterbacks drafted. I think he was 20 or 21, dude. Mm-hmm. He was young, and he was another guy that needed to develop. He had the talent. You needed to surround him and develop him. So you don't want another Sam Darnold. I don't know. Hopefully, anybody's better than Adam Gase. So I'm keeping it open. And he has, a lot of talent, Zach Wilson does. That's it for, except for the fact that he played in BYU. Easy conference. You
know how crazy, I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago there was a story, 2 football players lost their scholarships, got kicked off the team because they had
BYU?
sex. Yeah, they had sex with some girls. It's that strict religiously there.
I wonder if only Mormons go there.
I don't know if it's only Mormons, but it is a Mormon school.
Yeah, I was actually, another point being was another guy compared him to Mormon Manziel.
He's a Mormon?
I don't know. He went to BYU, so maybe that's why they called him Mormon Manziel.
Johnny?
He did, no. Zach Wilson, I'm saying. Somebody called him, Zach Wilson, Mormon Manziel. Comparing
he was
him
the
to
Johnny Manziel, but Mormon. Okay,
yes.
I see. I thought you were telling me that Johnny Manziel was Mormon. I'm
definitely not.
Definitely not, yeah.
Definitely not. Yeah, no. But him playing an easy conference doesn't help. You always want to see guys play the best competition that is available to them. That's why I'm a big Justin Fields guy, honestly. I love Justin Fields. So, And the teams, when he did play well, he didn't do well against ranked teams. He went 2-4. So, and he looked very pedestrian against Coastal Carolina. You just hope, just because.
So, sorry, obviously we know BYU is definitely a Mormon school, but it is actually paid and sponsored by the Latter-day Saints, which is the Church of the Mormons, the Church of Jesus Christ. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Well, Zach Wilson is also from Utah, so I think there's a good chance that he is a Mormon.
Are they like all Mormon in Utah? I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, that's where they have the biggest
headquarters. Oh yeah, Salt Lake City. I actually saw the Book of Mormon, and the Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah.
Their play, and they talked about Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah, that's where that's I guess their home base almost. There's a lot of Mormons there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mitt Romney's from there. I'd imagine so. He's a Mormon. Can you look that up?
Is Mitt Romney Mormon?
No, I know he is Mormon.
Oh,
I just wanted to see if he's from Utah.
God, Mitt Romney, what a name. Mitt Romney Mormon.
Exactly.
United States Senator.
He's born there. He may have moved to.
He was born in Michigan.
He may have moved to it.
Where was he a Utah senator? Yeah, state senator.
Exactly.
From Utah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's Mormon.
Oh yeah.
But good things about Mr. Mormon Zach Wilson is the fact that, at BYU, he's broken every single record that there is to break for the most part for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Which is solid. He's rated one of the highest passing quarterbacks.
When you Google Zach Wilson, by the way, it is Zach Wilson Jets is the first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it says don't rule him out at pick number 3. I mean, I'd be surprised if they pass on him.
Well, 49ers Magazine may want Zach Wilson to go there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, classic. He looks exactly like what you would expect. White, pocket passing, Mormon.
He reminds me of somebody that you'd see in a football show. He would be the star.
Oh my god, he'd be like a Friday Night Lights, main character. Yeah.
He looks like
he goes to school down, one of those high school football shows down south. He'd be the main character.
He looks like 18.
He drive either a pickup truck or some kind of old Chevy Camaro or something.
Look at him. He just looks 18 years old. It's wild.
And he's 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was 22. So even better. You got a 21-year-old coming into New York. Could be Mormon. Don't know if he's Mormon. Surround him. Hopefully he lives in New Jersey.
He majored in construction management. I don't know why that's there, but that's good to know. So if he doesn't,
he's in New York.
He's in New York, and he can manage construction.
Perfect place to,
I don't know if he does bad in New York. I don't know if they're going to want him to work in New York, but
yeah, you probably want to get as far away from New York as possible.
You'd probably go to the other coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
go back to Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Build another Mormon church.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have a long list of playing season wise. Mm-hmm. I think he's just played his sophomore and junior year or freshman freshman and sophomore.
Yeah, he is small. He doesn't look that small in pictures though.
No, when you watch him on the highlights, dude, he looks really small.
Yeah,
he looks really small. These
pictures are a little misleading, I suppose. Yeah, he wears the headband. He just looks like a high school football player. He really does. He plays for Catholic school in high schoall. He's got that vibe to him. He looks real young. He's got the eye block, the headband.
Yeah. He's got a great arm
sleeve.
Great arm. He's got to work on some things. Did well in college. Had an 11-1 TD to INT ratio, which is obviously. Is that Mark Sanchez?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Mark Sanchez has one fear with Zach Wilson on the Jets. Well, if Mark Sanchez is skeptical, then.
Hey, man, Mark Sanchez almost brought the Jets to the promised land twice.
I love Mark Sanchez. Don't even get me started. When I used to have my long hair and the headband, man, I was full Mark Sanchez.
I love Sexy Rexy, honestly.
Oh, Sexy Rexy's great, man. He likes feet. I like feet.
He knew how to coach a defense, too.
I don't like feet. That was a joke. But, yes. No, he's a very good defensive coach. Likes feet.
Yeah, that's really all I got to say about Zach Wilson. I have a little bit more, but I think there's more negatives than positives. So we're not going to get into it. I hope that the Jets draft Justin Fields. They're not going to.
We're trying to keep the vibes high.
Yeah, no, this is a...
We're bringing it back up from the last podcast, because the last podcast saw us go into a dark spot. Crawl into a little corner and cry.
But that's the thing, New York fans are just so used to their team sucking. So
and it's crazy because like you would think that New York would just be the mecca of all sports. New York and Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is a lot better than New York. So
personally, I enjoy listening to like people talk bad about my team and like almost like a depressed vibe because like I agree with them. I'd rather them talk bad about them than try and like make light out of things. Like it's right to make light out of things in certain situations, but not like...
It depends on the mood. Honestly, like when you're really pissed and you feel like the team is doomed and they're trying to make light out of it, it's just like shut up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But
I get that.
But fortunately, Jet Nation also has another pick in the first round at 23. So they're also it's funny to say that they're going to have more flexibility there than they would at 2, but it's basically locked in, like I said, at 2. So 23, they could literally take whoever the hell they want. And I mean, it's good because they literally have a million holes to fill. So they really can't go wrong unless if they get a quarterback or somebody on the D-line.
I'm curious to see who they're projecting to 23.
No, everybody's got them getting a corner. Would make sense because their cornerbacks are horrible. I think, honestly, I wouldn't say I could run or out against them. I probably couldn't be able to get off the line. They probably press the shit out of me. But if they let me off the line, I'm just going to get a little bit of stop and go.
I would say get a nice little in route. Dude, stop and go, you get hawked out. You don't have that straight away.
Who knows? Anything's possible. I did bowl in the Turkey Bowl, so.
Yeah, which I hope comes back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I see Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that is the first guy that I have for possible guys that they could get. And if they get Caleb Farley...
who's the same size as Zach Wilson?
That would be the best case scenario that could ever happen for the New York Jets. Like, that would be the break that they needed. And it's not going to happen. He's not going to drop that
He did
far.
have a weird... I'm looking at his schedule, his game grades. His worst game grade was against Rhode Island, which is like a... kind of weird.
He opted out last year, and he had surgery. So like he's dropped. Everybody opted out.
Best game grade was against Georgia Tech. Had a pretty decent game against Miami. I see. Listen, they didn't even play Clemson that year.
This guy, I'll put it like this: this guy he was getting tossed up there with Patrick Surtain at 10 with the Cowboys, who are supposed to be the first team to draft a defensive player. So the fact that Caleb Farley, if he dropped that far down, would be the best case scenario for the Jets. Dude is one of the best prospect corners that is on the board. It's just the fact that he gets injured all the time.
I see Dallas getting Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. But that's the best case scenario. He's good, big frame, quick. In college, he allowed a 26 QB rating when that's against him.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty nuts actually. So he's not going to drop there, but
you never know. You really.
He has injury history, so if enough teams get scared, maybe Jet Nation runs to the podium and selects him fast. You never know. Another cornerback I could see them getting is Greg Newsome, who's out of Northwestern. A guy that...
What do you think about J.C. Horn? I've been seeing a lot about him, too.
I would be very upset if the Cowboys picked him.
Yeah, I'm not completely convinced.
He's like a really physical guy, but he kind of reminds me of Marcus Peters, but like he doesn't get interceptions like Marcus Peters does. So
it's like aggressive to the point, but like aggressive enough, but like you're not capitalizing.
Yeah, like if you're going to be aggressive and like draw flags and stuff like this and that, like you better get picks. And so.
I'm seeing to move it over to the good New York team. I'm kidding. There's no good New York team, but to move it over to the Giants. A lot of people are saying Devonta Smith if he falls, Jalen Waddle. I'm saying shut up. That's honestly one of the last things I want. I mean, I'm sure the guys are going to be great. I'm sure of it. But at this point, like with what they've signed, they got Kenny Golladay, awesome pickup, a lot of money, but awesome pickup. John Ross, fast guy. I mean, I don't know how great he's going to do, but you never know. People just come to life when they go to a different team sometimes. You look at what's his face. Wow, I'm drawing a blank. The guy from the
Ryan
Panthers.
Tannehill?
No, the guy from the Panthers, the Giants, the cornerback. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank.
Josh Norman?
No.
You said corner.
Corner, yeah. He came from the Panthers. The Giants corner this year.
James
really
Bradbury.
Yes, James Bradbury. Sorry, wow. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. You know, sometimes you go to a different team and you come to life. I mean, wide receiver to me just does not seem like a fix. Like I would say, score update 2-1. Devils against the Flyers.
Yeah.
I would say edge is definitely a concern. I mean, I can't tell you the Giants have like no pass rush, and we don't get that many sacks. And if we do, it's like straight up the middle from our big guys, and we lost one. You know.
Oh, Dom Thompson.
Yeah, we lost one.
Well, Leonard Williams. I mean,
good
for them that they signed him back.
Yeah.
But between him and Galladay, they dropped a lot of money.
A lot of money.
I know,
which is why I'd like to draft a good edge player, or I'd like to draft a good lineman. Like genuinely, Andrew Thomas. I heard they're going to try to move back to right tackle.
Oh yeah.
Which would be great because I don't know if people understand, like especially like for linemen. If you've played football and you played lineman, especially switching sides, like what they did to Andrew Thomas, like putting him from a right tackle to a left tackle, is like teaching someone to you go pro and then you go pro for handwriting and then you have to start writing with your left hand. Your footwork's completely different, and the footwork's the most crucial part about the whole blocking. You know, if you can't move your feet to get yourself in front of this person to get them, to put yourself in the right position so they don't touch your quarterback, or to get the person out of the way so your running back can get through, create a hole. It's useless. So your footwork's super important to completely switch that around on someone. It's devastating. It's such a hard thing to learn, and the people who can do it on both sides are truly, truly talented linemen.
Well, fortunately, they still have Nate Solder, so.
Oh yeah, great. I mean,
Nate Solder's
he's like the skinniest looking guy I've ever freaking seen too. He sucks.
He's getting paid millions and millions of dollars.
Good, pay him and just send him to the guillotine. Oh my god, I hate him.
Yeah, but with that, the Giants don't get sacks. Leonard Williams led them in like 11.5 last year. Mm-hmm. 3 of them came against the Cowboys,
which is a good amount. Game. But I mean, that shouldn't be like a true number one.
No, that's a lot. If you want that, if you're edge rusher, if your best edge rusher is getting 11.5, then you want that.
Sorry, I didn't mean number one. I'm saying that's a lot. I meant to say that the next person on your team, I think, was Blake Martinez. Okay.
No,
to rephrase it, yes, Leonard Williams did a great job. What I meant to say is that it's just a big fall off.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence had the next most.
Oh, it was? Okay, yeah. And then
with 4.
With 4. Okay, there you go. Like, that's horrible.
Yeah. Well, Leonard Williams also got 3 against the Cowboys in one game, so that really doesn't count. Because the Cowboys, their offensive line and they had Andy Dalton. Doesn't count. Those 3. So, think of it as 8.5. He's still good, though. So, at least they signed him back. Yeah, but, no, if I were the Giants, I would, which I'm not. And I don't know what the fuck Gettleman's going to do. Because,
Grandma.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. I would get a tackle. I would get Rashawn Slater. Because, if you got, whatever his name is, Nate Solder to come back, literally just, you can throw Slater inside. Do it if you want. Held up well in college against, Chase Young. So, that's all you need to know, really. The dude is a maniac. I don't know if you've seen him squat.
Who?
Rashawn Slater.
No.
There was a video of him squatting. It's like 405 pounds or something like that. And and the whole entire football team's around him, surround him. And
for how many reps?
Just 1.
405. I've seen better. Saquon does hold on. I'm pretty sure Leonard Fournette did a 500, 600 pound squat.
Oh, 450.
Hold on.
450, he did it. He may have done it more than once. I could be wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was funny because, the point of the
Saquon did almost 500 pounds.
Yeah, so he probably does.
At 19.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I was doing at 19? I was in quarantine playing
no, you weren't in quarantine 19. You were
in
quarantine when you were 20.
It started at 19 for me.
Well, barely.
I was 19 years old playing Warzone and being fat, and Saquon Barkley squatting 500 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I would get Slater.
And he cleaned 400. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, but no, the point about the Slater thing was, his coach comes up to him, slaps him on the back, and he turns around and just bitched the shit out of his coach. It was so funny. He just, threw him back. And if I'm the Jets, I'm Jet Nation. I still got you on my mind. I get Rashawn Slater. That's what I would do, but they're not going to because me and Gettleman don't think alike. So another thing I saw was that they could get Micah Parsons, who's a linebacker out of Penn State. And,
there's always room for another linebacker, but I just don't.
Well, you can line him up in a lot of spots too. He can also be an edge rusher.
Is he an edge? Okay, so he's more of an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another guy that opted out. Another guy. This guy actually is different from all the other guys.
Oh, he front squatted. That's a big difference, which means he had it on the front of his chest.
Yeah, I wasn't really watching.
Oh, he's the guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who he is.
Yeah, but Micah Parsons also has a couple other things that separate him, like a little bit of a few...
because he shoved the... he shoved the coach
a little
back.
bit of a few allegations on him, so, a lot of teams are being a little wary on that. Do you know what the allegations are? A lot of them are, about bullying and stuff.
Oh,
and
no?
I saw Micah Parsons, bullying people, hazing them for football. And then one of them was, that he stuck his peanut up somebody's bowl.
What?
Yeah. So.
You have this written down?
I know it off the top of my head.
Oh
you can look it up if you want.
All right, what am I Googling exactly?
I don't know. Micah Parsons allegations. But no, he's got a lot of off-the-field issues, so I could see him dropping a little bit because I don't know if you want to risk getting that on your team. You never know if he's going to start.
Of course, he's Penn State.
You never know if he's going to start sticking his peanut in other people's buttholes around the locker room.
Oh.
Not a good locker room presence, honestly.
I said Michael. I meant Micah.
Yeah. Well, Penn State wrote that.
No,
but that's character issues, actual allegations, though.
No, this is a thing, and this is just a Penn State article, a section on.
Yeah, it was with him, Yatir Gross-Matos, who's on Carolina now. Yeah, so. There's about him, fighting people and stuff like this and that. And, the fighting is one thing. So, you never know.
So
Other than that, he's got...
This guy was molesting kids.
No, football players.
Yeah.
I guess.
Other teammates. They are kids.
Yeah, I guess.
Dude, you're a kid to me until you're 30, so...
Yeah. Maybe that or you get married.
Fair. Well, did you tell me Trevor Lawrence is a man now? Because he just got married?
More horse than man.
He's a centaur.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, nah. He's got all the talent in the world.
I don't even know what to look up to find out. I'm looking up Micah Parsons.
Look up Yatir Gross-Matos. You can try that. Butthole Lee.
Butthole Lee. Looks like there's no matches. There.
All right, that's... Yeah, right there. Wait, maybe that?
No. I looked at butthole and they gave me ass, but...
Dude, I'm telling you, it exists. Look up Yatir, Y-E-T-R-U-R.
Y-E... Oh, that's a T. Y-E-T... U-R...
Gross. Matus.
This guy?
Yeah.
It's alleged... Hold on.
Maybe it wasn't with him, but I'm telling you, it exists. I saw it on Twitter, damn it. Twitter never lies.
Okay.
Twitter always lies.
I am interested. Keep this running for a second.
Yeah, as Tyler looks up butthole allegations, I'll move into Jalen Waddle.
This is my expertise. This is why I'm on the podcast.
I'll look into Jalen Waddle and another.
Derek is our draft expert. I'm the butthole allegation expert.
Exactly. Jalen Waddle. I don't see them taking him because he's basically John Ross, but just with coming out of college and has a lot more potential because John Ross is kind of fighting for his life right now. But when you're getting compared to being the Deshaun Jackson and Tyreek Hill, that's kind of solid. So, fast guy, quick guy, really good off the line, good slot receiver. They need a slot receiver. So it would make sense if they got him. I could see them getting him. I really wouldn't mind the pick for the Giants because at this point, I think that they should surround Daniel Jones with as much talent as possible. Because I'm not a Daniel Jones believer. So I think they should really try and surround him with as much talent as possible. And if you give him Galladay, and then you give him Waddle, and then, Sterling Shepard's your wide receiver number 3, and then, Darius Slayton, put him where the hell you want him. Maybe you don't even have to throw the ball to Evan Ingram very much anymore. You get Saquon back. I think that you surround him with a good offense.
I've seen some crazy allegations, but no butthole. Here.
Damn it. Maybe look it up on Twitter.
Yeah, hold on. I'm definitely gonna hit Twitter real quick.
I may have been drugged. I could be wrong. I definitely wasn't drugged.
I'm a little worried if you fabricated the story. Then we got to talk after. But
I may have to delete the podcast episode. I think ESPN or something retweeted it.
I don't. Wow, I don't know.
It's out there.
So what should I look up on Twitter? Like what did the tweet say?
Try. I didn't like it. I should have liked it. I should have wrote it down or screenshotted it. But yeah, you were talking about pass rush. It's really, if the Giants took...
I see first tweet. If you don't want Deshaun Watson for his sexual assault allegations, you don't want Micah Parsons either.
There you go.
Okay, so this is like...
I'm onto something.
Okay, you're onto something. I mean, you don't compare him to Deshaun Watson if, you know...
Yeah. But then again, they're allegations.
True.
Innocent until proven otherwise.
And that is what is amazing about our country.
Not so much anymore. It's more of like you have
allegations. I keep seeing that whoever he was attacking pulled a knife on. He attacks on and was punching him in the face.
Yes, and then they pulled the knife on him, and then he relaxed. But yeah, you were talking about edge rushers, and it just really wouldn't make sense for them to go edge rusher this early. Edge rushers, they're non-existent right now in this draft. Michigan guy, Kwity Paye. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Most pass rushers are guys that like have the athletic ability and need to develop. I'm just not a fan of that. I'd rather have like the product already and like a little bit of development. But when you have 11.5 sacks in like 3 years as a edge rusher, doesn't really say much for me. So I wouldn't get him. If they want, trade back for him if they really care that much about him. Yeah, and that's really, you know what? What are we at?
Okay, I see here that he said in quotations, I'm going to Sandusky you.
You're getting there.
Referring to Jerry Sandusky, who is in prison for molesting young boys.
Dude, I'm telling you, I saw it on a white sheet. There was like 4 allegations against him. But anyway, as Tyler looks at this, I guess since I have a little bit of time and we don't want to go into like the Elite Four yet and or hypothetical situation. For any of my Cowboy listeners out there, I guess I'll pay homage to them. Jerry, let's see you mess up this time around. Hopefully you just take Patrick Sturgeon. It's as easy as that. Just draw it up right there. Unless if Kyle Pitts magically drops.
Dude, I'm in the pits of Twitter. I didn't see anything. I did see Jerry Sandusky and a Deshaun Watson reference, so that's enough for me. I'll take your word on it. You may have just created a headline, but...
No, I didn't.
But, yeah.
Take the reins for a second.
Okay, actually, I think this is a good opportunity to go into UFC.
Perfect timing. Yeah.
This is a great opportunity to go into UFC.
Oh, wait, never mind.
So, obviously, big fight. Headline was Usman versus Masvidal 2. Main card, absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. All knockouts besides the one guy who snapped his leg in half.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, which is crazy. So, the guy who snapped his leg in half... had Anderson Silva snap his leg in half against him.
Yes.
Comes around. Kind of crazy.
Like a hula hoop.
So we're going to call our UFC expert, Gian, again. Good friend of the frat.
Gian.
Yep. Hopefully he answers. That'd be pretty cool. I didn't really give him a notice. I kind of just told him that we'd be calling him. So hopefully he answers. But yeah, no. I mean, this kid was electric with his picks. Here he is. Gian, what's up? Welcome back to another episode.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. I was just talking about how you were just absolutely electric with your picks and how this main card was unbelievable with all the knockouts. I mean, every single fight, besides the
every single fight. Yeah. It was definitely the card of the year. I don't see any other card beating that one this year at all. It was incredible.
Definitely not. we could talk about some of the not preliminary, but we could talk about some of the undercard fights before we get to the headline. But
Sure.
what was your biggest takeaways besides anything from the Masvidal Usman fight?
My biggest takeaways, the Randy Brown performance. He went from last year fighting a guy like Mickey Gall, who's from New Jersey. He had like a 3-2 record, to fighting a guy like Cowboy Olivier, who's probably got close to 40 fights. Very, very good, and he handled him. It was very impressive striking, and the submission. So basically submitted him with one arm. It was very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. I know another big fight besides the main headline was the Zhang versus Thug Rose fight.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. People want to talk. People want to talk about a lot about like these women UFC fights. I always think they're pretty interesting fights. They're always very very scrappy fights. I do enjoy watching them. Zhang only had one loss before last night, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And yeah, ruined my parlay. But
yeah, mine too.
But it's okay.
It's fine. You know what was crazy while I was watching that fight. I leaned over to our friend Derek, and you could ask him. I whispered in his ear. I said, "She's gonna get knocked out in 5 seconds," meaning Wei Li. I could just tell the way the fight was going.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I said that, not even 2 seconds later, that head kick came, and she was out cold. I could just tell by the way it was going, because Wei Li is, she's very in your face. She doesn't really wait for her opponent. She's not a big counter striker. She's always the first one to initiate, and she just wasn't doing that against Rose. And she froze up. Rose was throwing great feints. She looked phenomenal, and she teed off on her. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful knockout.
Yeah, no, it was a really good one. Honestly, with similar story, really funny. I was doing great on the parlay until I decided to watch the fight. And it wasn't me watching the fight, any of the fights. I had to watch it on Streamies because it was the only stream that was working for me, and I'm notoriously horrendous when I have a bet in and I'm watching it on Streamies. I think I'm like 1 in 15. I think is my record. So I turn it on, and I go to my girlfriend and I say, "This is gonna be bad news." I go, "This is bad luck," but you know what? Like I'm sitting inside, like I gotta watch the fight. The fight freezes, and I go, "Oh my god!" I go, "Zhang's gonna get knocked out." I go, "She's just gonna get knocked out." How funny would that be? Because the fight froze. So I got the little loading dots, and then all of a sudden I just hear Joe Rogan, "Whoa! Whoa!" and I see Zhang on the ground unconscious, and I was like, "Oh, this is horrendous."
Yeah, honestly, Rogan freaking out gave me shades of like us, like watching like Devils games, like like the leaning back,
yeah. He was electric last night.
It was a great.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun actually watching it. Honestly, like
he was good. I like him so much better than Cormier announcing.
I like both of them. I just my only knock against Rogan is the fact that he just gets so excited, and like somebody could just get hit a little bit and be like, "Oh, whoa!"
Yeah, he does gas it up a little bit. I do.
And I get that. You want.
No,
to
of
keep
course.
it exciting,
I mean,
But
yeah, no, you will not hear me say anything bad about Joe Rogan. I love that guy.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan.
Never hear me say anything bad about him.
Well, to move on to Usman and Masvidal. My initial takeaway, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm an idiot, but I really felt like that was 10-9 Masvidal after the first round.
Really?
Yeah, I know he got the takedowns, but it looked like he was getting some really solid strikes in, to be completely honest, like in that first round. And it looked like, not that he was like going weak in the legs, but it looked like it shook up Usman a little bit when he was getting hit. Like you could tell, like he took a little bit of a stumble, not that he got like knocked out or knocked down at all, but just those hits, it definitely looked like it did something to Usman. I mean, of course,
it was definitely expected, but I don't think Masvidal did anything good enough to give him that first round. I think the biggest takeaway from that fight, obviously besides that unreal KO, it was incredible. The biggest takeaway is that it's actually scary that Usman just continues to get better. He does not look the same in any of his fights, from Tyron Woodley to Colby Covington and all these. He just keeps evolving, and he's working in Colorado with Trevor Whitman, and he's an amazing striking coach. And you could just tell after this last fight, his head movement was better. He already has crazy power in his hands, but his combinations were incredible. The way he was mixing up his takedowns with his striking, it was,
of course, yeah, and like
it's scary.
That's
scary to see that.
That's another big thing, is like he's definitely one of the best all around like fighters. Like he's really pretty good in almost every aspect of the game.
Yeah, he is what Tyron Woodley should have been. He is. When everybody was saying these same things about Tyron Woodley, but Tyron Woodley just refused to get better and thought he mastered everything, and it resulted in 3 or 4 losses. Usman just keeps training with the best, and he looked incredible. There was nothing bad I could say about that. I did say that, in the last episode, that I said that Masvidal is a full camp now, so if he loses, he has no excuses. And I think Masvidal came. We didn't get to see it. I think he came with better stamina and better endurance.
Absolutely, he looked so much better.
Yeah, I don't think he tried to improve on his game plan at all. That I think he came in with the same mentality, just with better conditioning. And with a guy like Usman, you got to change it up because he's going to be expecting that.
Yeah, at the end, Rogan interviewed him, and he was saying that he came in like all these things that he learned from camp. He was saying that like he was expecting like wrestle more and everything, and he had a lot more endurance and this and that.
Well,
and,
you could tell he looked like he had a lot more wind in him than Usman after. Not that they lost so much, but he looked like he had more wind in him after.
He was gassed
the first round.
I mean, you're always obviously going to be gassed if you're fighting for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
straight,
I know. But Usman just looked a little more visibly tired to me. I mean, that's just my personal take on that, but to me, he just looked a little more tired.
Yeah, no, Masvidal did say, though, that he was like, I just didn't, we just really didn't expect for, that to connect, like, for it to, like, really, like, affect me. Because he said that was the first time he'd ever got knocked out, so.
Yeah.
He didn't, like, anticipate that, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with a guy like Usman, when he starts figuring out those combinations, and he already has power in those hands, it's a very dangerous game. It's very dangerous.
Well, yeah, it was that jab straight combination.
That division can beat him. I really don't.
Mm-hmm. That jab straight combination. I mean, like he threw that jab. I don't know if he was gonna necessarily throw everything into it and try to hit Masvidal in the face, but Masvidal avoided that and just put his face right into his right hand. Yeah,
you could tell he used that jab as the smoke screen, and he didn't even. If you watch the replay really slowly, he uses his jab. He starts to throw a jab at first, but he uses that hand to kind of bat down the hand that was defending his face.
Yeah,
and in that split second, as he does that, Masvidal moves his head in just the perfect position for him to land that right hand. It was when they slowed it down, and you saw with the microseconds of decision making that both guys made in that situation, it was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think about like he was throwing that right haymaker like in the first round, and you could tell it was tiring him because he kept missing.
Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, like that punch, like if he would have missed that punch, the one that did knock out Masvidal, I don't know how, like if how much wind he would have had in him after that. Like that was a strike from the gods. Like that was an unbelievable amount of power behind that punch. You could tell he put his head down and just threw everything he had into it.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great fight. I'm really looking forward to seeing now the rematch between Usman and Covington, because that's booked.
Yes.
They don't have a date for it, but Dana White said that's the next one for. I mean, you look up and down that roster in that division. There's nobody else that he can fight unless he moves up to 185, which he's not going to do. Mm-hmm. So it's Colby Covington next, and I really think that whole card was incredible. But if I have to say one fight that was just really, really disappointing, it was the Chris Weidman Uriah Hall fight.
Well, for obvious reasons, but
yeah, it was sad circumstances because the guy was already,
Yes.
on a string of losses. He's older now,
Mhm.
and it was just sad to see him lose that. I did pick Hall for that fight.
Mhm.
I did think he was going to win anyway. It was just sad to see him lose that way.
What's also nuts to me is that every time these guys snap their legs in half in these
I think that was the
matches,
third time that they said that. Rogan said that was the third time he's seen it.
they never realize it until they go to put their
when
weight
he
back.
stepped back.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
my
every time.
God.
That's the only time they realize that their legs is broken.
Oh.
They kick, they don't realize it's snapped in half, and then they go to step on it, and it's.
Oh, when he stepped back, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he looked like a chicken wing, man.
Ah.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it's crazy how that came full circle because the same thing happened to
Dude, Anderson Silva, who used to be that's what got me into UFC was Anderson Silva way back when,
Yeah, his leg just snapped in half. It was crazy how that came full circle. It's a shame. Chris Weidman's from Long Island. I have a ton of family out there. Longo Weidman MMA.
Mhm.
They have a great community. They have great fighters out there, and it's just a shame because he was the pioneer for MMA out there besides Matt Serra. And it's a shame to see him go out like that because I don't think he's coming back from that. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, like that honestly pretty much completely ended Anderson Silva's career, and I don't see. I agree with you. I don't see him coming back from it, and it's honestly really disappointing because you never want to see a fighter go out that way. You always hope for someone to go out on their own terms, no matter how much you don't like them. You never wish for an injury. Unless you're an absolute psychopath. But now I think Hall should be nervous because who knows? Maybe towards the end of Hall's career now that's going to happen to him. It seems to be like a plague.
Yeah, it seems like a curse. It's gross. I mean, it sort of didn't happen as bad, but in the Anthony Smith and Jim Crute fight,
Mhm.
he caught a leg kick and it didn't snap, but you could see. He definitely has some MCL damage because his leg was, man, it didn't snap as bad as Weidman's did, but it did not look good after he ate that leg kick. But it's crazy because after that happened to him, he just took him down immediately, and the ref was like, "Yo, you can't even stand up. Like, how are you going to finish this fight?"
Yeah.
It's crazy how that happened, but
Yeah.
all in all, great night of fights. I cannot complain. Fight of the night for me personally. Was Zeg and Rose. I just think that knockout was absolutely stunning, beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, teaches me right to go against Thug Rose.
Never go against the American.
Same.
Yeah. Did you see? I don't know if you saw it, but Bleacher Report bets or some kind of betting account. Some guys did like $100 for like 13,000, and they did 4 out of 5 fights. They picked the winners by TKO or knockout, and they hit all 4 of them in a parlay and won like $13,000.
Good for them.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't see
yeah.
that. No, I saw 2 people. I saw 2 people do Masvidal fight. The Masvidal fight ending in a TKO. The Rose fight ending in a TKO.
Mhm.
I saw that, but I didn't see that one. No, it's crazy though. These people just. You know what? I was sick to my stomach because obviously we're all at least I'll speak for myself, poor college students as of this moment.
Yeah.
And if I had a job and money, I would have made an insane amount of money last night because I wouldn't have put it. I wouldn't have done cheap parlays. I would have done single bets and then one parlay, and I would have made out with a lot of money last night.
Oh yeah.
Parlays are a good time.
Yeah. So I was sick because I always pick a majority of these fights correctly. It's just I don't know. I'm a nerd with this stuff. I watch it a lot. I love it. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. But trust me, once I get that money right, it's gonna be over. It's gonna be all over. I'm gonna be making that money.
Oh yeah, you better hope that Boca Raton opens up a sports book.
yeah, I gotta pray.
Yeah. All right, well, John, I really appreciate it. Once again, I'm sure we will be hearing from you again, definitely. Always great insight. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Thank you guys again for having me. I love doing this.
Absolutely. I expect to be here again. Believe me.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
have a good one, brother.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, like, during it, like, they kept on chanting fuck Jake Paul. And it's like, so obsessed with him. It's like, why is everybody so obsessed with Jake Paul?
Light on? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, now it's even scarier. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know.
wooga.
I kind of just accepted the fact that it's just going to be dark. I kind of anticipated it. What are you going to do?
Hey, listen, it's a podcast, not a movie.
Yes, exactly.
So, yep.
Yeah, if they were kept on channel, I was like, that's a little weird. But, yeah, good fights.
Yeah.
Always fun to watch.
Dude, I mean, like, honestly, like, UFC is, like, such a great escape from watching your team struggle. You know?
UFC doesn't get me excited like it did over quarantine. Oh my god!
Because it was the other sport going on.
I was the biggest UFC fan on the planet. I looked forward to every single Saturday just because I got to watch UFC.
Yeah.
And then once everything came back, you know, I started dying. I still watch the big fights. I always do.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I've always watched every UFC fight.
Not like
always.
the super duper smaller cards though. I alternate with them.
I've been a UFC fan for a very long time. I'd have to say since at least 2011, like for the past 10 years. Love it. I love it. You know, it's always a good time, and I like it because, you know, I do root for people, but it's I mean, it's different now that I have money on people and that I can legally bet. But you know, like when you would, you know, obviously you're rooting for your team, and when they lose, you know, it sucks. But at the same time, like, I root for a good fight over a fighter majority of the time. I'm not going to say all the time because, like, you know.
No, I always root for an American.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. No. I always root for an American, too.
American first and then whatever.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, I think it's a good escape from, you know, some horrid seasons of sports sometimes. And it was like a drug fix during quarantine. Absolutely, I completely agree with you. You can only go so long without sports, and then you got UFC, which was awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Dana White, for that.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess we'll move into you know, our nice Elite Four. You know, something that I think we enjoy doing that in our
cue some Pokemon
hypothetical
music
situation. Huh?
We should cue like Pokemon battle music.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Go ahead, on your cue. Go ahead, send the cue.
Yeah.
Send it.
Huh?
All right. Yeah, like send. All right, cool. Started.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. Did you want to do having a beer, or like you never want to play again? I guess we'll go beer. We've kind of had like a lighter.
I had a nice beer today, so.
Podcast.
Yeah, we'll go beer.
I guess we'll start with 4. We'll go 4-1. It's a lot
athlete
easier to go
or
1
just
for. No, athlete.
Got it.
Last time it was fun because we got to do everybody like Tim the Tap Man I put down.
Yeah.
For athletes though, somebody that just because I'd want to get a beer with, I don't know. I feel like it would be easier to go to 1. I think
it's easier to go. Oh God, I can't even tell you about 1.
All right, if we're going 1, then I don't know who's funny. Like
in my top 4 is Gardner Minshew. I mentioned this earlier. The guy just looks like he smells like a cigarette and drinks beer, sweats beer, breathes cigarettes. I love it. You know, that guy's definitely someone I would enjoy a beer with.
I mean, look, I'm going to say Dez, but I'm not going to put him 1. I just want to have a beer with Dez because, I love Dez.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing really else to that. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I'm trying to think of guys that have, like, you know, good personality that, like, would be fun to, like, have a beer with or, like, sit down. Honestly, Trevor Bauer would be probably a good person.
I was just thinking Pete Alonso. I don't know, because I would, you know, like, I have, like, 2 sides of the spectrum. I'd love to have a beer with Pete Alonso, because, first of all, I love the Mets. I love Pete Alonso. And at the same time, like, he's got an awesome personality. He's just an absolute cornball.
Yeah.
But on the other spectrum, I'd love to have a beer with Jacob deGrom because he doesn't talk. And I'd love to see him come out of his shell and, like, be a person.
Yeah, now I'd like to talk to Trevor Bauer just because, guys, has quite the personality. And I feel like, you know, he'd talk your ear off. But I feel like it would be a good conversation the whole entire time.
They did him dirty in the show. He looks horrible.
I'm trying to stay away from, like, guys on, like, my own team. Like, obviously, Jack and Nico I'd love to have a beer with.
Oh, Jack Hughes, too, yeah.
Oh, my God. Speaking of that, I can't believe I remember to say it. I was on Twitter, and I saw a photo, like, somebody posted. I don't know if it was him. I'm 99% sure it was him. But it was Jack in Hoboken at a bar, so we need to go to Hoboken.
Dude, if I saw Jack at a bar, I'd kidnap him.
I don't even know what I'd do.
I'd tell him to be my friend. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd make
I'd
him...
probably just go to every bar in Hoboken wearing a Jack Hughes jersey until Jack Hughes is like, hey, like, that's me.
No, but yeah, I really want to go to Hoboken now, because if I see Jackie Bus...
That's illegal.
Oh, Lordy. So? Everybody does it.
True.
Especially when you're a professional athlete.
He's
you can do whatever the hell you want.
He's got a fake ID. It says his name's Alvin Yakitori.
Probably just says Jack Hughes, Devils player. And then it's like, all right, come on in, bro. Because I don't know.
I just made a Drake and Josh reference.
I really can't imagine a bouncer looking at Jack's ID, and especially in Hoboken, and being like, come
and
on
thinking
in.
like this kid is...
Yeah, like this kid's 21 now. He's drinking a White Claw in it, so it was definitely him.
Oh, it was a White Claw? Oh, Jack! No!
Yeah. That makes so much sense. He's a hockey kid. Hockey kids don't drink beer.
No, that is definitely not true.
I guarantee it. Unless if you're a big, like, hefty defenseman or something. Unless if you're a big, hefty defenseman or you have a long,
I'm
like,
telling
mullet
you,
or flow.
forwards drink a nice can of Bud Light. Defensemen drink pints of imported beer. Pints. I'm talking...
I would say...
Growlers, like Das Boot.
White Claw does, like, it didn't surprise me at all. Like, it really...
I'm a little upset over the White Claw. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Nah, I knew it. I mean...
It got fucking dark.
Yeah, it did. Jack's more of a beach boy, so I would
He is a beach boy, yeah.
I mean, he grew up in Michigan, actually, so he's not really a beach boy, but he looks like one.
There's beaches on lakes, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know who, beer that I'd want to have a person with.
Yeah. Oh, just to pull up, I'm sorry, in the middle of Gian talking, we did find butthole allegations.
Oh, yeah, so I'm not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Fox said it, so blame Fox, not me.
There was butthole allegations.
The line was, did I get out of it? I got out of it.
You were such a bum.
It was something about, like, put penis on buttocks and in buttocks, so.
And in face of other players.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't only him, it was two other guys. So...
Yeah, but he still did it, so...
I don't know who was putting the peener in the buttocks. Could be him, could not be him. So, but he was there, supposedly.
Yeah?
So, red flag. Immediately. Another guy... I keep on saying another guy that I want to have a beer with. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like Quinton Williams of the Jets, defensive tackle, the kid that has
Bless me,
braces.
thank me.
Exactly.
Bless you, thank you.
He seems like a good time.
Yeah,
honestly, a lot of those big Southern boys, I know they'd be able to put down a bunch, and they would just be a great time.
I'd love, honestly, like, to take a nice, like, one of those white linemen from Utah. Like, Utah, Nebraska, like, just have a night. Like, I feel like they have, like, a good time. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. What's his name? Taylor Lewan, I'd obviously want to have a beer with. I don't know if you remember when the Predators made the finals. They had the whole entire Tennessee offensive line go there.
Yeah.
And he poured the beer through the catfish.
Yes, I do.
And he was drinking it. So
I do remember
him.
that.
I think like Chance Mormack. Oh God, he's not even here. Yeah, I don't know. And then I don't know. I might as well keep on rolling. I got them all in my head, except now. Nah, if you got somebody, go.
I don't in particular. I mean...
Oh, obviously, how could I forget Tom Brady? Oh my God!
Oh,
I would love to have a drink with Tommy.
Shelled
Tommy would be drinking his avocado tequila or whatever the hell it is.
Is that what that was?
Like, it was something weird. I think.
Was it actually avocado tequila, or was that a joke?
People were saying it, but oh my God, I would love to have a drink with Tommy.
I mean, only because
the coolest guy on earth.
Yeah, only for the pure principle that it's fucking Tom Brady.
No, but also because like you wouldn't expect for him to be drinking much, and then he got plastered. So obviously you know it's there. Yeah. It's there. So yeah, I would love to have a beer with Tom. Not only just because, like if we were doing it just because it's cool, I would pick it.
I think Ovechkin would be a cool guy to have a beer with too.
Yeah, I don't know why I was only thinking football players. That's weird.
Ovechkin seems like a bit of a freaking nut job too.
Oh yeah, he was going crazy during the parade.
During the celebration, yeah.
Any guy that's going to pour beer all over himself
Eli Manning
is a good
too.
time. I can't remember. I think there was a guy when Kansas
no, oh my
City
God! You know who was honestly one of the greatest, and not because like it was like he was like such a beast, but like one of the greatest drunk championship athletes was. You got
JR?
No, that was a good one, but it's actually You're close. Somewhat. You're in the realm.
Of basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Is it recent?
Only because I thought it was hysterical, like the whole thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was somewhat recent. Yeah.
Who?
Kevin Durant.
What'd Kevin do?
Did you not remember he was talking? He was absolutely hammered, and then like there was like a video of him in the background.
And he spit the beer out. Yeah,
that was so funny.
I wouldn't want to have a beer with him. I hate Kevin. God, I hate Kevin.
I thought that was hysterical. Yeah, I'm not a KD fan either.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked him a lot before he went to G State, and then Brooklyn.
Yeah, I loved Kevin when he was in Oklahoma City. I had the
OKC
t-shirt.
Kevin was awesome.
I had the t-shirt jersey. I wore 35 in basketball
And
because I
then
loved Kevin.
then he turned it with duct tape into Victor Oladipo.
And then Oladipo left. That's why you can't buy basketball jerseys because they last there for like 2 years.
Dude,
and then
I don't have any basketball jerseys of anybody. I have the old Cleveland LeBron jersey and the new Cleveland LeBron jersey.
Shout out Andrew Jaga.
Shout out Andrew for the old one. The USA LeBron jersey.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I do have a penny of Joel.
Yeah, well, I have the USA penny. That's what I was talking about. It's not like a real jersey.
Yeah, I know. That's what made me think.
Yeah. I actually currently have no jerseys of anybody on their sports teams besides Noah Syndergaard.
Nah.
No,
I have obviously a few.
Oh, scratch it. Jack and Nico, yeah. I do have Saquon as well. I do have a Saquon.
Football-wise, I have a bunch.
I do not have. I mean, Saquon. I had a JPP jersey, a Victor Cruz jersey. I used to have a Jeremy Shockey jersey. What a dude. Yeah, those. Baseball. I mean, I have a Tom Seaver jersey. Rest in peace. But yeah, I do have a Syndergaard jersey. I am looking to get a DeGrom jersey. I genuinely think he's like one of the best athletes I've ever watched in my entire life. I just am astonished watching him pitch. But yeah, I fanboy over him for sure.
Honestly, just because this really, like, when I was planning on, like, what we were going to, like, talk about for, like, the Elite Four, this one popped up, too, and, like, it really interests me, and I have, like, a list this time around, so I'm prepared. Which athletes you would guess that would smell like deli meats?
I'm looking at your list right now.
It's a solid list.
And it is solid. Oh, my God,
Quinnen Williams appears on this, too, but I'm not going to pick him. Number one, I'm going to say Last Dance, Michael Jordan.
Yellow or brown eyeball Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Michael just looked like he hadn't bathed in weeks. Every single time you pan back to him, the whiskey was a little bit further down. His eyes were just so brown that it was like, this man is probably doing so much shit. I don't know, a long night of like losing money from betting. I feel like the sweat would start coming out and the meats would just really start pouring.
When I think of like people that smell like deli meats, like not an athlete, but the first person that comes to my mind is when I was like probably like 2 or 3 years old. My grandma took me to the mall. My Jewish grandmother took me to the mall to go take a picture with Santa Claus, and I'll never forget that man because he smelled like deli ham. But hot deli ham, not like cold.
May have had a sandwich in his coat.
Yeah, dude. Whenever I think of anyone smelling like meat, I just think back to like when I saw Mall Santa Claus. But athlete wise, jeez, Gary Sanchez to me looks like he smells like a jalapeno popper. I wouldn't say.
That counts.
Yeah,
something that is of the realm of overwhelming smell, you could say. Not even just deli meats, just like reeks of food. Yeah, but when I think of people that smell like deli meats, there's just one person that just had roast beef breath, and it just melts your eyebrows off, honestly. Horrible. All the hair that you got, just gone. Another person that I guess smell like deli meats is fat James Harden. This was the James Harden that was like for like that 1 week where James was like really fat and had like the man boobs and everything.
Looked like he spent every waking moment in a strip club.
Like before. Another guy that loves strip clubs. He's king strip club.
He is king strip club.
That's known throughout the world. But when James was like fat for that 1 week, when the trade request came out from Houston, and like the man boobs were really popping, and then he went to Brooklyn, and then it was just gone. So I don't know if he had the fat suit on or whatever it was. Maybe a bad angle.
I have a great one. I just popped
Maybe
into my
he
mind.
lost weight and gained it. Gained and lost it just because he wanted to leave. I don't know. But the man boobs were there. So, James, kudos to you.
Wow, I don't know how I didn't think of this. Nick Mangold. Nick
Yeah.
Mangold looks like he smells like a roast beef and pastrami with like Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah, any big sweaty lineman that has long hair. is
Not
just
even long hair, but
guaranteed.
just like a hairy fucking guy. Like, you know what I mean?
I just feel like any big guy that has long hair is just guaranteed to just look so disgusting. So disgusting.
Yeah.
Great
guy. Good player.
Yeah, great player.
Yeah.
Speaking of another fat guy, I feel bad. I'm kind of just making fat. Michael Jordan isn't fat, so I take that back. I'm going to say Nikola Jokic. I have Phil Kessel on here. If you want to say Phil Kessel,
Yeah, I was
say
thinking Phil Kessel.
He's more of a hot dog guy. So
No, but that's exactly what I think. Like you ate a hot dog, drank a beer, and you burped. Like that's Phil Kessel.
yeah, Nikola Jokic, I could just see reeking of like the most like I don't know where he's. I don't think he
Slovenia.
is Russian.
I'm telling you, it's like Slovenia.
I feel like Croatia, but whatever.
It definitely is. I just made it.
Croatian deli meats he's got going on. Is he Croatian? Serbian.
Serbian. Shit. Yep.
Sorry, Serbian deli meats he's got hanging around.
It smells like borscht. I don't even know what borscht is.
I don't know if the Serbs make any like sausages and stuff. The only thing I know about Serbia
It smells like
is
a kielbasa.
only thing I know about Serbia is Gavrilo Princip. So,
God, he looks like he's 42. He's
yeah,
only
so
26.
shout out for starting World War I, Serbia. Appreciate yous.
Yeah.
And lastly, I'm going to go with Eddie Lacy.
Yeah, that was the first name. Like, obviously, it's the first name one. That was the first name I read off the list, and it just I knew the list was great. Like, as soon as I saw
when
Eddie
you're
Lacy.
like Eddie Cheeseburger.
Eddie went from like a beast of a running back to like fat Chief Keef. Did you see that picture of Chief Keef recently?
No.
He posted a picture of him like naked, like a ESPN body issue, like high definition black and white
Nice.
picture of like him like in like the fetal position naked, and it looked like a maternity photo. I
don't know. Kim K does that all the time. Kimmy.
Hold on, I gotta find this.
Oh, God, Kim K. Good Lord. And also, I'm prepared this week for a dog of the week, so we're good. I actually do have a bet this week that I feel confident in saying. Devils are up 3-1!
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I also did say when they played the Flyers, take them. I was wrong. By the way, I was wrong. I thought they played the Flyers last week. Obviously, they didn't. They played Pittsburgh. They played the Flyers this week. And I said, go back. Pull up the tapes. I said,
He did.
take the Devils when they play the Flyers. Now they're going to blow it. And I just jinxed them. But whatever.
What period are we?
9 minutes left.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I give us
I jinxed them.
A goal every
It's
3
all
minutes. So.
Oh my God! Speaking of jinx, Pavel.
Oh, Pop! Look at
Speaking
that!
of jinx, holy shit! So the Yankees were up 3-0 today. Hit 2 ding dongs back to back. Gio and Ford, and
Fat Ford.
yeah, Mikey.
Well, it's a Skeeter.
Mikey
Get
hit
the-
one.
Ugh.
And so I go on Twitter and the MLB tweets, "Are the Yankees back?" Question mark.
Oh
They give
my
up 7 straight
God.
unanswered runs. They gave up 4 in the next inning.
No.
Yeah, their starting pitching is abysmal, dude. They
How's Garth?
Garth?
doing?
Oh, absolutely rolling like a motherfucker.
He's good.
Oh my God, yeah. Out of his mind. Dude, he's insane. Insane. Like, he's probably the number 1 athlete I would never want to face in my entire life.
I have
Like
to
of-
say Jacob DeGrom.
Like, of every
I'm
single
sorry.
sport.
I'm
No,
ju-
I mean intimidation. I don't mean, like...
You don't think Jacob DeGrom is the most intimidating person in the world?
What's intimidating about him? He looks like my cousin.
Dude, he is so scary looking to me.
He's like a buck, like 60
I don't
pounds.
care, bro. He is scary
What's
to me.
intimidating about that?
Alright, whatever. Besides the point.
I mean from a standpoint
Lawrence
of the
Taylor's
fact that...
the most intimidating athlete
Yeah.
of all time.
Well, that's because he was doing cocaine.
Okay,
That's not fair.
sick. So does everybody else.
I
Not
actually
now,
also think that... I don't know if it was only cocaine. I felt like he got the better drugs like heroin and stuff, too.
Oh, yeah, but heroin doesn't make you play better.
You never know.
Definitely
Yeah. I came prepared with a bet this time
not. Okay, cool.
because
What's
on Wednesday, I don't know the line yet. I know they're going to be slight underdogs. Vegas is going to be home against Colorado. And I've been betting Vegas this whole entire season, and I've made a good amount of money on Vegas. And I like Colorado. I just think Vegas is too good. And Colorado's good too, don't get me wrong, but Vegas is just better defensively. And I care defense is more important, and size is more important. Oh, also, I might as well throw it out here. I've been saying that Vegas is going to win the cup. I might as well say that they're going to beat Pittsburgh too. I've had it brewing for a while. I was
in the cup.
Yeah,
Like
Vegas is going to beat Pittsburgh. I just think Pittsburgh is so deep.
Oh, I got that motherfucker. I swatted the shit out of that mosquito.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is just so deep that I just can't see that. I can't see them losing to anybody in the East. The only team. It's tough because the Metro is so packed that
so you're taking Pitt over Boston.
Boston definitely.
Yeah.
I mean over Boston. Yeah.
I mean, what about Tampa?
I don't know. Tampa's good. It's tough for me. I think also I wouldn't be surprised if just the East, because the Metro is so strong, by the time that they play like Tampa or the Hurricanes or Florida, whoever it may be, whoever comes out of the East,
I forgot
the Metro side. Just think I think they could be so gassed because they're just so much
shit out of each other.
Stronger, more physical teams. I could see, if it's Tampa, then I think it's a toss-up. But if it's Carolina, I think Pittsburgh wins.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're still too young. They're good. I think they're still too young, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything really else to say. We're in basically our last week of school, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
also, good news is we're probably going to be living with each other next semester. We're going to be free for the summer, most likely. We'll be recording, living with each other, so we're definitely going to be able to
Crime
record.
doesn't stop it.
Yeah.
You have nothing to worry about. We will be blessing your ears for all summer and then next year, probably for your whole entire life. Yeah. So, I mean, God bless everybody that's taking finals right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I got really anything else to say. You got something else to say? I see you looking up hypothetical situations.
Yeah, I kind of wanted a good hypothetical situation.
I tried looking. They're hard. That's why I had the one that it was like, if your team won the championship, like, what would you do? It's tough. Because a lot of them are just basic. None of them are really, like, sports related. Like, we can just do a basic one, honestly, just to help out the ears.
I have a great one.
Let her fly.
You can get, I think I'm going to make it more realistic. I mean, not that you can't, but besides the point, let me begin. $10 million.
Yeah.
Or you don't get it. You can say no. Or you do get $10 million, and there's a small snail that is immortal, invincible, no matter, you can't kill the snail. And it chases you for the rest of your life. And if it touches you, you die.
No.
I would do it, and I had a plan. I thought about this. I was thinking about this last night.
Can my family get
I
money?
couldn't sleep. When you die, how about this? Yeah, when you die, you can't. The money has to be yours. You could treat your family to everything, but as soon as you die, the money disappears.
What about if I spend it? Like, or does he follow me around forever, even after I spend it?
Even after you spend it. Mm-hmm. Even after you spend it.
I would probably just fly all the way to Japan.
Okay. So this is part of my plan. So
can he take planes?
No, he's gonna have to go through the ocean and everything. He can't drown. He's indestructible. So you have to think about the speed of a snail, and what you have to do is like you fly to opposite points of the world, right? Like the exact opposite point of the world. So it's the furthest it possibly could be, and let's say it would probably take him maybe like 10 years probably to get
I don't think he gets to the U.S. Is he like can he go through the waves, or the waves going to send him back?
Nothing. Like, nothing. He's
He
an
just
unstoppable force.
He's like you and Chell, just straight on. Going straight.
He's an unstoppable force. Indestructible. He just chugs on through. But when he goes through the ocean, he goes through, like, the whole ocean and everything.
Once he gets to the Mariana Trench, it's going to take him another year and a half, so...
You have to assume... Dude, he could, like, hitch a ride on, like, something, too. You know, maybe if he, like, latches out. I don't know. I can't speak on behalf of it. But what you would say is, like, you'd probably have to calculate the miles, figure out how fast he is, figure out how long it would take. You hold on to the money enough where you can live a very nice life, but you have to move probably, like, every 10 years to the other side.
Is there
of
a
the
way
world.
I can put a sensor on him? Or is it just, like, one...
I don't remember... Oh, yeah, no. Actually, no. Any snail you see is game. Any snails So, like, if you touch...
Are they trying to touch me?
Yes, the snail is trying to touch you.
So every single snail in the world is trying to kill me?
No, just the one snail. Just the one snail. The immortal snail. But you can't tell the difference between other snails and him.
I can't draw him.
Mm-mm. If you touch him, you die.
Not if the marker touches him.
You have to be pretty fucking careful.
They're slow. I don't know. I don't want to be sleeping, like, one night and just look over and snail's right
But
there.
that's why you got to think. So, like, okay, let's say it's going to take 10 years. Maybe after 9.5, you send it back.
I'd rather fly to another place. Maybe bring him to Antarctica.
I don't know, man.
Australia's the farthest place from the U.S., right? From here. I think it's
I've
24 hours or something, or 36 to fly there.
Well, yeah, because you fly around the world the other way. That's the problem. If you went from California, it's way closer than if you went from New Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's also, but that's why, because New Jersey, you fly to the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know why they do that, but I think it's because of the way the winds move. Like, you go that way. Or you'd have to do a connection, New Jersey to California, California to Australia. I don't know. I'm not a...
That's going to be hard to get to the airport, though. Can I choose the spawning point?
I think
Like,
as soon as you accept it, he's there. That's what I'll say.
That's going to be hard. I don't know if I can drive to Newark. Like, how is that going to work? I'm going to have to run to Newark if I want to get there, if I want to get the flight.
Why?
Because the snail may hitch a ride on the back of the car.
No, you just... Okay, so you take your car, you look to see if the snail's on the fucking car, you keep him at a distance, and then you hop in the car and go.
I guess.
He can't teleport. He can't.
It's not like horror movies.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, I think about it.
And then, you know what? And then you're old and you get to go out... actually, I don't know how brutal the death would be, but I'll assume you go out peacefully. The snail just crawls up to
Can
you.
it just be insta-kill?
We'll say it's insta-kill.
I don't want my organs failing on me.
We'll say it's insta-kill. But could you imagine you're laying in your deathbed and you see like a snail?
Still 3-1.
You're laying in your deathbed, you see a snail like crawling through the door.
Come at me, bitch.
You're just like, okay, man, this is it.
That's a good one. I like that. You got any other ones?
We're at like 2 hours right now.
Well, what is that? 2 hours and on the dot. We're at like 1:52.
All right, we're it's been a little.
If you want to run it to 2 hours, if you got another one, real quick.
Okay.
I like this.
Good.
Where should we follow like hypothetical situations
I
on Instagram?
I don't know. Let's see. I can't really find a good one here.
Like, I want the funny ones. Like, that's funny. What was the first one? Oh, the kids was funny too.
Yeah, that was a good one, but we did that.
Mine are more just like almost questions.
Let's see.
I guess I'll just give you some ASMR. Oh, another thing that I found funny was, I wrote this down, was the fact that, possible giant, probably not. I could see him going to, let's say, Detroit or something like that. As long as he doesn't go to Philly or the Giants, I'll be happy. But Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama, tweeted back in 2018 that every single time he sees Eli Apple in one-on-one coverage, he shakes his head. And I found this very funny because, Giant fans are familiar with Eli Apple. I don't know if Eli Apple's actually still kicking, believe it or not. But you got one or no?
I'm actually going to Twitter it because I think I might be able to get a good one on Twitter.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild. I don't know. Another thing I found pretty wild I was actually going to bring it up, I kind of forgot, was the fact that is Rougned Odor the MVP for the New York Yankees right now? And I don't know, for those, that watch the Yankees, as I mentioned before, they're a very professional, boring team that don't know how to have fun. And that's really why they've been sucking so much, is because, they just get down so bad and they don't really know how to come back. And you watch Odor, he got there and that dude knows how to have so much fun. I was saying that he's a little Juan Soto, swag-wise, but talent-wise, obviously not. He does his own little shuffle, stares back at the pitcher. He's cranked 3 home runs, 2 of which came in this Indian series, and both of them he bat flipped. So that is so refreshing. I don't remember I don't know if I've ever really, since Didi bat flipped against the Twins, that was a lot, and that wasn't even a bat flip. I don't really remember the last time I watched the Yankees bat flip. So I really think Odor, if he consistently stays on this team, up in the lineup every other, you don't know what's going to go on with Voit or not, but when he comes back, where he's going to go, and he's probably going to get a lot less time, but let's just hope that, he's almost like Eric Kratz, keeps, the locker room going or the clubhouse. You didn't get one? Or you got one?
No, but I kind of, I've just been thinking of one. If you had to take one punch from, we'll say, an NFL player, the bigger and stronger the guy is, the more money you would get for the punch. Who would the person you take the punch from be?
All around.
So
body mass?
let's say you get punched in the face by, you could choose Robbie Anderson for $100.
Yeah,
dollars or something, you know what I mean? Or you can get Aaron Donald to sock you square in the face for however much more you think it would be.
If Aaron Donald's gonna punch me in the face, I need at least $1 million.
Really? I'd probably take 10,000.
That's a lie. You'd be a vegetable. That's not even gonna be enough to pay your hospital bills. Aaron Donald hitting you in the face is going to kill you. Have you seen him? Aaron Donald will kill you. There's no doubt in my mind. Aaron Donald will literally decapitate you. I know for a fact. Just you standing next to Aaron
a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
Aaron Donald is literally just.
I probably weigh as much as one of his arms now. That I think about it.
Aaron Donald would kill you. You need that. That is probably the person that I would probably want to at least take a punch from in the whole entire world.
Aaron Donald.
Maybe
Mike Tyson.
Deontay Wilder is the only
other
one that I wouldn't want.
I think prime Mike Tyson would probably is the most killer punch in the world.
Deontay Wilder's wild too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tyson Fury survived that, and Tyson Fury was fucking still fat and was only a few months out of almost killing himself. So God bless him, obviously. But
mental health's important, everybody. I'm a very big advocate of mental health. Don't ever think you need to kill yourself. It's a horrible, horrible thing to do. I know times can get tough, but it's always going to be worth it in the end.
Just don't KYS, Broski.
Don't do that.
Retweet.
So, an example of that would be not to let Aaron Donald punch you in the face.
Yeah, Aaron Donald punching you in the face isn't worth it. You're dead. I don't know. Somebody that I would let punch me in the face. I don't know. J.J. Watt's probably up there too, man.
I was thinking Duncan Sue because I feel like he would try to kill you.
He would kill you.
He would try to kill you.
He would kill you.
He would be looking to kill you.
Regardless, the more money you go,
that's a good one. How about this?
Of your
would you rather get punched in the face, boxing gloves, Aaron Donald, bare knuckle, Floyd Mayweather? That's a good question. That's
Aaron
a solid
Donald.
One. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
At least it's cushioned.
I think a bare knuckle Floyd Mayweather. I think he'd know how to kill you, with a punch.
Yeah. Damn it! 3-2 now with a minute to go. I know I jinxed it when I said that.
All right. Well, we are.
Yeah, we're probably at 2. We're probably almost at 2. So I guess we'll chug along out of here. I kind of wanted to stay
It's
around.
dark. You saw it go from light to dark. You know that the grind never stops. We're here for you guys. If you're listening on SoundCloud, you have no fucking clue. But if you are watching it on YouTube, we're here for you guys.
Like me in a freaking Xbox party.
Yeah, man.
It's like, what are you talking about? I can't see anything right now.
Yeah. So, thank you again. I mean, we love the support. We love, everybody, our close friends that do watch and comment. We really appreciate you, like Dave and Venkat.
Yeah,
You guys,
Ben.
thank you so much. Gian,
AJ.
all you guys, even though Gian calls in, still listens.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Honestly, just thank you to everybody that really listened this week. That was, the first week we had like 16 listeners by the time we record next Sunday, and then we literally had like
we had
40. We had 40 at the end of the night that we published,
which is awesome because that's more than double in like a fraction of the time.
I looked, and I think we got like 66 listens on this second episode. So
yeah,
to everybody that listened to that, really thank you. We we really appreciate it.
That is cool. Everybody, no, seriously, thank you so much. I mean, we're not here to straight up. We didn't come here to just get famous. Like if it happens, it happens. We're here to have a good time, and we hope that you guys enjoy it enough to where we can get to a spot where.
I mean, if you're taking almost 2 hours out of your day to like listen to us, obviously that means the world to us. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool, and hopefully our sports takes are somewhat accurate too.
We hope we make you laugh.
And that is true. This was more of obviously sport oriented episode where wasn't as fun as the last one, but there's a lot to be said. When you do drafts, they're only once a year, so
true, and it could really alter a whole entire team's future.
And when you talk about two teams, it's also kind of hard to squeeze in the jokes here and there because you're kind of just locked in business wise.
There was a lot to talk about today, but we hope we made you laugh. We just really thank you for coming out.
Honestly, next week, if anybody gets to the end of this and is still listening, next week, if anybody has any ideas on like what you'd want us to like talk about, or like if you have any hypothetical situations or a ranking that you'd want us to talk about,
let's make a Twitter.
I was also thinking we could do a TikTok, honestly.
TikTok or Twitter? Yeah, we could post like clips.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make it. If I make the accounts before we're done editing this, we'll throw the handles in.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'll put a nice little handle on the bottom of the screen, let you know what our handles are. Super cool. Thank you again. This is awesome. This is a great opportunity to just do what we do on a normal daily basis, except you guys can listen to it now.
Yeah. Do you have I guess any last second? Who do you have the Giants taking? And
I have the Giants taking my happiness away from me.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to go Zach Wilson, and then I think the one that popped. I don't know. I really feel like they could get Caleb Farley.
I promise you,
him or Jalen Phillips. That's all I'll say. Caleb Farley or Jalen Phillips. Greg Newsom's too easy to guess, so I don't want to do it.
Gettleman made enough moves at wide receiver to where you think he wouldn't take a wide receiver, and he's going to do exactly that. I say Jalen Waddle will probably wind up going to the Giants if he falls that far, which would be dumb. Waddle or Smith, whoever falls.
I think they get Bud Holman and Micah Parsons. I do. I think they do. If he drops, I think they get him. If he's available, they get him. There's no doubt in my mind. But if he's not available, I think that they could get Rashawn Slater. So that's what I would do.
Honestly, I'll take a lineman too. But yeah, no.
Jalen Waddle's the easiest one to guess.
Yes. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for listening to us. And
everybody. Yep. I want to look at the Devils. Did they blow it?
Real quick before we leave. Oh man. They did the goal in overtime.
Yep, they gave up 2 goals in like a minute. So I'm sorry, everybody. I jinxed it. So
oh my god,
I don't want to close that because.
Well, yeah. Well,
they're pathetic. Fuck this. It's a horrible ending. Let's go Devils. We'll see you guys next week. All right.
All right.
Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I